Before we start, here's a quick guide from Lord Garbelius. Please drop down in the description, give him your support, jump on his Patreon, check him out. Really good stuff. Thank you, Lord Garbelius. What's up, everybody? Soul here with another Sword of Convallaria video, and today we're taking a look at our girl, Maitha, the Knockback Princess. This unit is fantastic. She could be considered a great value Coco in that she's able to tank, she's able to heal, and she even has some debuffs and buffs in her kit. Regardless of that, one thing I think she stands out on is her ability to knock back opponents and to move them, because she has 3 ways of doing so. With that all said, let's take a closer look at her and start by looking at her trait. Her trait right here is Sword of Convallaria. Maitha possesses block, which, as you know, is a 50% chance to face enemy when taking physical damage from the front or side, and it decreases damage taken by 20%. Anyways, and her damage taken is decreased by 15%. At the end of the turn, she heals the ally with the lowest HP percentage in battle, restoring 20% of their HP. This is a very powerful trait for one particular reason. Not only is she getting a flat physical damage reduction, but that 20% heal on the lowest HP ally in battle. It doesn't matter where they are, even if they're 30 tiles away across the globe, she's still going to heal them regardless of their placement on the battlefield and hers. That is very powerful in my opinion. That is a great trait. Now, as you see here at rank 1, it has the same healing effect, but her physical damage taken is only reduced by 8% at rank 1. At rank 2, it jumps up to 12%. At rank 3, it jumps up to 15%. We're still healing for the same amount. However, at rank 4, that physical damage reduction doesn't jump up anymore. However, she's able to heal 2 allies instead of just the 1, which is really good and powerful. And then right here at 5 stars, her physical damage decreases the physical damage taken by 20% instead of 15. However, she's still healing 2 allies for 20%. This is a phenomenal trait. If you want to get her 5 stars, there's nothing wrong with that. I would say that you're investing well by doing so, because you're absolutely getting more damage mitigation out of her. However, I think you're healthy and good to stop at 4 stars if you feel inclined to do so. Maitha is a fantastic unit, so if you're investing in her and you're taking her up to 4 stars, feel confident and good in what you're doing, because of that ability to heal 2 allies no matter where they are is pretty great. Let's take a look at her ranks. Now, down here at rank 1, you have 2 options as always. On the right, you have co-defense. This is a passive. For each ally within 2 tiles of the character, defense increases by 10% up to 40%. This is a pretty decent ability. However, what I'd suggest you to get is on the left, and that is guard. It's a passive, takes physical attacks for all other allies within 2 tiles of the character. When triggered, defense is increased by 20%. Can be activated 1 time per round. So this is a nice decent passive where she's guaranteed to basically cover for those allies with that assisted cover. Now at rank 3, you have 2 options, and this is where I'd urge you to use a Castalia if you are interested in doing so. And on the right, you have Maitha's charge, physical damage. Maitha charges at 1 enemy within a cross-shaped range around her, dealing 130% damage and knocking the target back 2 tiles. So this is great range, this is great knockback, and decent damage, though we're really not too fussed about that on Maitha. However, what makes this fantastic also is that it's only 1 energy cost to do so. Now, a 5-turn cooldown is kind of stinky, but you know, you have to take your losses somewhere. And so this is what I would urge you to use your Castalia on if you were to do so. Over here on the left is the ability Come On Everybody. This is a support ability. Maitha restores 20% HP and grants attack 1 and defense 1 on her allies within 3 tiles. This increases their physical attack and magic attack by 10% and their physical defense by 20%. This is a great ability. She takes physical attacks from the enemy for allies within 2 tiles of the turn is also part of this ability, and it comes in at 3 costs with no cooldown. This is what I'm going to suggest you to pick up. At rank 3, and use the Castalia for the other ability, Maitha's Charge. However, this ability, come on everybody, is phenomenal, and it allows her to act as a healer in some situations as well as a tank. This is what I'd urge you to get. Moving up here at rank 5, you have Endurance Activation on the left. This is a reaction. When receiving healing, she gains damage reduction 2 for 2 turns. This is a solid reaction. I got this when I first opened up the game, not realizing Castalia was rare. However, on the right is what I would urge you to get, and that is Block Counter. This is a reaction. When receiving a melee attack from the front or side, there is a 100% chance to trigger block. This leads to a strike back, with a basic attack dealing 70% physical damage to the attacker. This effect can be activated 1 time per round, so it's a nice little counter for her block, and of course, as long as those attacks coming in from the front or side, she has a 100% chance to block that, so it's really, really good. Up here at rank 7, on the left, you get Battle Flag of Convallaria. This is her leadership aura. This is subpar in my opinion. Rowea gets a better leadership aura for Convallaria units, and so I would not urge you to get this. Instead, I would urge you to get on the right Bandage. This is a healing instant, single target healing ability that heals for 30% HP. This is a fantastic get quick out of jail option. Single target, instant, boom, you heal. There's a 3-turn cooldown. That's not a huge deal. Regardless, this is a decent option when you're running Maitha as a healer. Up here at rank 9, you have Powerful Attack on the right. This is a basic attack. It deals 110 physical damage. I do not suggest you get this. I think Armor Piercing Strike on the left is much better. This is a basic attack that deals 100% physical damage and inflicts Physical Defense 1 and Magic Defense 1 on the target, lasting for 2 turns, which is a 20% debuff to their defenses. This is what I'd urge you to get if you're to pick one of the two, which you are going to pick one of the two, but yeah, that's the one I'd urge you to get. At rank 11, on the right, you have Invulnerable. This is support. You gain damage reduction 4, Mind's Eye, and immunity to disrupt for 3 turns. This is a fantastic ability. I love this ability so much. So if you were to use Castalia up here, this is where I would tell you to do it. Maybe you just really love Maitha. Maybe you want to fully unlock her and you got Castalia for days, whoever the story may be. This is a fantastic option and a fantastic ability to grab and to utilize. It has a lot of benefit. However, on the left is what I'm going to suggest you to get, and that's Maitha's combo. It's physical damage, and Maitha deals 20% damage 1 time, 50% damage 3 times, and she knocks the target back to tiles. That knockback coming in again. This is a fantastic ability for that knockback amongst, the decent damage, but regardless, that knockback being the primary interest there. And so I would urge you to get this ability to further enable her to knock back and manipulate opponents on the battlefield. There's one other ability to look at and consider, and that is the ability she comes with, and that's a Leg Slam. This is physical damage, deals 120% damage, and knocks the target back 2 tiles, and inflicts move down 1 for 1 turn. This is a great ability that she starts with, and it is the 3rd ability, arguably the first ability, in her kit that allows her to knock back opponents. I'm telling you, this girl has a thing for knocking people around. Regardless, let's get it right into the weapons. Now, number 1, in my opinion, for her is Newborn Blade. This increases your HP by 10% and, of course, grants that physical attack equal to 6% of her HP. I think that you want to focus on getting her defenses and her HP up, and so this is a fantastic weapon for her, number 1 in my opinion. I think number 2 is Senator Swift Sword. This weapon right here increases your HP by 9% after dealing damage to single target attacks and inflicts move down 1 for 1 turn, which this weapon right here at full ranks actually gives the most HP out of the swords that are available. And so yeah, that's worth noting. This is a fantastic weapon. It's number 2 in my opinion, but it's still really, really good. Arguably could be ran as number 1. Wouldn't be mad at you for doing it. And then the third thing I would suggest you to use on her, if you don't have a better option especially, is Dueling Dagger. When attacked from the front or side, your physical defense is increased by 5%. Now, this is until you can get that Newborn Blade or the Senator Swift Sword, but regardless of that, this is a very decent item. It shouldn't be slept on, even if it's just an epic. There's nothing wrong with leveling this up to say like level 40 or so, and then utilizing it until you get a better legendary down the road for those new players. Now let's take a look at her trinkets. Now, number one, in my opinion, as far as trinkets, is Mystery Guardian. And so this is when attacked from the front, she gains a 25% bonus to physical defense and is immune to defensive attribute debuffs. This is a very solid trinket, and I think it's phenomenal. It goes well with her block mechanic, and so this is my number one choice for her. Number two, in my opinion, for her is going to be the Healing Powder. I really like this. I don't like it when I can't heal Maitha. She does a lot of assisting cover and a lot of blocking, and so I want to be able to consistently heal her. And what this does is increases your healing received by 16%, and then she gains immunity to no healing received. That's really, really important. Now, Cooling Powder can be somewhat rare on some accounts, so you might not have that bonus to healing received if you haven't started star leveling it up. Regardless, you're going to have that immunity to no healing, which is pivotal. So yeah, this is a really good option in my opinion. Number three, in my opinion, for her trinket is that Crystal Burst Armor. I really like that HP that it gives, and then you get a little bit of strike back bonus on the damage, but that's not really important. What's important is that HP, so this is third in my mind for her. And then a great choice that honestly is tied for number two on her is that Fancy Hat. You want her to be immune to disrupts. Disrupts basically stop her from using any active skills, passive skills, reactions, assist, dodge, and so on. And so you don't want her to be stopped from doing that. So arguably this is the tied for number two on her and should be ran if possible, or if you don't have a better option. When healthy, you also get that magic defense increase on it, and it's phenomenal for that reason. The primary reason you'd want this though is that immunity to disrupt. Very, very powerful tool to have to help keep her running and doing what she does best. Now let's talk about resonance. In my opinion, you should be running double pinnacle on the resonance on Maitha. The reason you want that is because it has the highest probability of giving you great HP as well as defensive attributes. Now you can see right here I've got 15%, but this is 18% right here on our Mystery Guardian. You can get all the way up to 20. You want to go after it as best as possible, and for me that pinnacle is going to give you the best probability to do so. And then of course the double pentacle gives you a great resonance, and that when you're injured increases damage by 5%, but it also decreases damage taken by 5%. And the same thing when you're dying, that effect becomes doubled. Really, really good there. Moving over to Terror Whispers, let's take a look at it. In my opinion, her number one in slot is the Silence of the Hermit. This decreases damage taken, and if you're able to unlock that hidden effect, it doubles the effect, making it 20% instead of 10 to decrease that damage taken. Really, really good on her, and I think it is her number one in slot. I think number two in slot arguably is Fool's Naivete, which I want to show you this one up here. This gives you an increase to 10% on HP, and when initiating an attack, if the character's max HP is greater than the target's, then their damage dealt is increased by 10%. That's a secondary effect that's phenomenal on some characters. On Maitha, we're not really worried about it. We just really want that increased HP. With that hidden effect, it becomes a increase of 20% to her HP. Really, really decent there. And then for me, number three choice for her is right here, Judgment, Redemption of the Judgment. And so at the end of the turn, it spells 2 attribute buffs from 1 random enemy within 2 tiles around the character. And as you know, Maitha's going to be front line. She's going to be right in front of everything. She's going to be in the middle of the action. And so for her to be consistently stripping those buffs off your opponents is really, really good. And then if you're able to get that hidden effect, she's going to actually do more than that. She's going to inflict judgment for 2 turns on those characters that she's removing those buffs from. And that increases the damage that they're going to take by 10%. Really, really good on her. And so for me, that is her number 3 best in slot. And then alternatively, if you're running Maitha, let's say as a healer, and you want her to be effective in that way, then of course you're going to want to run, let's see, let's get a good one here. Of course, then you're going to want to run High Priestess. And so this increases the effectiveness of her healing by 15%. And if you have that hidden effect unlocked, it increases the effectiveness of healing by another 15% in addition to the original, so a total of 30. And if the target is dying, then it's another 15% on top of that, making a total of 45%. Really, really powerful. And this is really helps make her an effective healer when she is healing for the party. With that all said, let's take a look at her in battle. Now here we go. We've chosen this battle because we got a little bit of an objective. We got some solid areas to knock enemies off. And yeah, you can see some good opportunity to watch the Sword of Convallaria work together. Maitha walks up, doesn't take any action just yet. We're going to set up so we make sure we try to properly save these people. Maria steps up as well. We teleport Fake Owl over, and we use the barrel there to stop that other barrel from coming in and hitting our allies. It's okay, let them do their thing, get their licks in while they can, while we further set up. Momo comes up, sets up her alert as we prepare. We pull one enemy off, kicking the battle off. Barrel easily one-shots that guy. Really, really good. Archers are setting up their AoEs. What a nuisance. We get rid of the barrel, the boulder, so it's not an issue. And then this this angel uses that and gets us an invincibility shrine, just basically dips out. Just says, good luck with your troubles. Here, I helped. So Anana comes up and heals. Great AoE heal. Remove some debuffs. We're trying to get these civilians out and getting them out of harm's way. That is the mission. Powerful Ice Priest comes up with a little simple damage, kicks off the battle. They respond in kind by knocking the barrel. However, we were prepared for it. And there goes Maitha, that beautiful knockback. Just removing the enemy from the field completely. This Nightingale's busted. She just gets all the abilities every turn. Momo doing some decent damage there with that alert. Maria is just holding off, waiting for her time to shine. We lose the Princess's Guard, and we're going to lose the Papal Ice Priest. Not really worried about that. He just outright ignores Maitha. Doesn't want any part of it. Momo gets a lick in on him as he tries to go by. Reposition. Auto attack there. Another kill from Momo. Barrel doing decent damage there. Here come the archers. Fake I'll just takes him out. Gets him out of the way. They're struggling to progress to the fire. We like that. It's perfect. Decent little heal there. Removing those debuffs. Another knockback. Beautiful. Another enemy knocked off the field. Don't have to deal with them. Another explosive barrel, you know, for fun. And Momo secures another kill, getting rid of this guy as he tries to go by us. And Stormbreaker sets off the barrel thanks to Momo's auto attack counter. Momo is such a strong, great unit, especially in PvP, but you're seeing it here as well. Hit after hit after hit. Every time she hits, she's inflicting infection, doing decent damage, and then stealing health herself. Things AoE damage from these archers. Set up an alert on Fake Hal. Boom. He takes the bait and he is gone. Another heal and remove some of those debuffs. That Nightingale is crazy. Every round. Here comes Maitha. We didn't get the knockback there because they're immune. It's unlucky. It is what it is. You get the idea. You see what she can do. Ryo's been waiting to hit something and she finally gets her chance. Maitha tanks that like a champ. Momo gets another kill. Barrel does decent damage. Fake Hal gets him one. Good heal and debuff from, or removal of debuffs, dispels debuffs from Inanna. I'll just wait for these civilians to go ahead and leave. Going into round 5. Maitha just walks up, knocks him back, cancels his charge. Ryo cleans up Nightingale. Start to move up. Beryl uses her ability to heal and generate energy. Now I'd love to knock this archer off, but unfortunately Maitha has a cooldown on all of her abilities. However, still an option that could have been done. Momo with her bad self, getting ready. Could have autoed there, but we're not worried about it. Barrel kills him. And then Momo starts slapping some damage down as he tries to attack. And then Fake Hal comes and just ends it all off. So yeah. I chose a battle where you could see Maitha pushing opponents off, utilizing her 3 knockback abilities. That's one thing I think that she has. It's unique to other characters. There are often challenges in this game, in-game content you could argue, where your opponents are just ridiculously strong, and one of the only ways you can really circumvent the situation or handle them is just to simply knock them off the stage and be done with them. And here's a unit right here, Maitha, the knockback princess, who is absolutely phenomenal at handling that. Not only is she built to take the damage so that she has a better chance of surviving, she can also heal, debuff, buff, and then she's got those wonderful, beautiful knockbacks where she can just knock them around. This is a phenomenal unit that everybody gets access to. I'd urge you to utilize her to the fullest. This is a tactics game. There are no quote-unquote bad units that are useless. There are definitely units that have less value than others, and this unit has some pretty phenomenal units in arguably niche settings and situations. Thank you so much for watching. If you got this far, I really appreciate you. Please drop me a like and a subscribe. Huge thank you to my Patreon members. I really value you. Thank you for everything you do. You enable me to make this content and to continue pulling for all these characters to further our guides and progress in Sword of Convallaria. If you feel interested in joining our Patreon, drop down below and click the link. You'll be a part of several discussions like our tier list and how we decide our metrics and our values and so on and so forth, and dictating how things happen on the channel and on our Discord. Our Discord is also available down below as well. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Take it easy, and until next time, I'll catch you later. Bye.